Everybody, it's your girl, Dr. Rhonda M. Lawson, and I am back with a new episode of the Horizons Author Lounge, and I'm excited because my girl is here with me tonight. You all know her, you all love her, you know her as the CEO, the founder, the creator of Black Authors Rock Community, and she is also my friend. So this is my girl, Dr. LaTracey.
Hey, girl. Thank you so
How
much
are
for having me.
you?
I'm amazing. How are you?
I'm good. So did you see that intro? Can we just talk about that intro?
I said, okay, so y'all know I love Dr. Rhonda, but that intro right there was hot. I was like, oh, look at her. See, you guys have to understand, when we are in this space, we not only celebrate you guys, but when we elevate you all, we also elevate ourselves. And so yes. I'm so glad. Hey, yes. Mark. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Love Mark. Mark is always supportive. We love Mark.
yes, we do.
So we had the intro, and then now you also saw that we're doing the Black History Month Literary Weekend.
Yes, and tickets we're on sale December 1st.
Yes. And we actually got a couple of sales today. I was like, come on, they're looking at the promo. All right. So for those of you who may not have seen it or may not have noticed, just as Dr. LaTracey said, the sales for the Black History Month Literary Weekend started yesterday, but in honor of Cyber Monday and tomorrow being Giving Tuesday, we are doing a 2-for-1 special. Yes. So if you get your tickets by 11:30 tomorrow night, then you will be able to get two tickets for the price of one. So I think Dr. LaTracey, you have something really cool going on yourself.
Yes. Our annual Sexy with the Pen event is coming up.
Let's just get into that title. Oh my goodness, I love that, because people don't think about being sexy when you're writing. They think you're inside of your office or your bedroom, your hair is all over your head, you're wearing glasses, and you're like, okay, I'm not cute right now, but I'm gonna get this book done. But you said you're still sexy even with the pen.
Always. See, when we've been going at this thing for years, and one of the things that I realized was, all I kept hearing was, as a writer, we don't make any money. As an artist, we're broke. And I'm like, no, there's multiple streams of income in this game. And so My heart is to serve. And in that, I celebrate other artists, whether they are literary artists, culinary, visual artists, or performing artists. And so, with that, this is our fifth year doing the Sexy with the Pen events, our galas, our brunches, our meet and greets. Everything is going on, and it is so sexy. And so many times people will say, you know what are you doing? Why does it have to be sexy? And with me being clergy, that's the first thing that comes up.
Right. Now, they
They're like,
expect you to be saying something about some sexy.
you can't be
They
sexy.
start
Yes,
talking
you
about
can.
the spirits and stuff.
Right. Rebuking me. Okay. Y'all see that flyer? Shout out to Air Vision Studios on creating that flyer.
Beautiful.
And see, that's the thing. We work with artists all around the gamut because we believe in honoring those. And so Michael Villano, congratulations to him. He just got his master's degree last week. Yes. He has been our sponsor for the last 2 years, and he does our commercials and our audio visual and our flyers and things like that. So shout out to him. He's an amazing artist. And so with that, our event is coming up on January 11th at the Huntsville. I know Huntsville, right? Huntsville is hot right now. Huntsville
Huntsville
Botanical
is hot.
Garden.
People sleeping on Huntsville. Just because it's
Yes.
not in Atlanta or DC, it
Come on.
doesn't mean that it's not hot. There's a lot of
Yeah.
things going on in Huntsville.
Oh yeah, we more than just there's the TV segments that are going on here, but for us at Black Authors Rock, we celebrate our artists and we teach our artists how to make multiple streams of income, but we also celebrate our artists that are more than just literary at our annual event. And so our event is January 11th. And we have our VIP reception from 5 to 6, and then our gala starts from 6 to 10. And our gala is none other. It is top tier. It is excellence. You've attended, so
Yes.
we eat a full course meal. Shout out to our caterers this year, the Golden Pineapple, being able to spotlight different artists in their own categories. Where we have the performing artists that will be performing at the event, in addition to our jazz. Oh, he's so amazing. Willie Jazzanova Davis.
Nice. I love the
Uh,
name,
yeah,
Jazzanova.
that baby, he's sexy all by himself.
Okay.
Shout out to him. And he is a great supporter of Black Authors Rock. And look, both of us in clergy, but we bring out the sexiness when it comes down to writing, because people don't think that being in the culinary field or performing artist, you have to write it down.
Yes.
You have to write it down. And so with that, people see a whole different side to sexiness. They see a whole different side to artistry. They see that you can be supported and honored and celebrated, and it doesn't have to be anything negative.
Right, right. So
So
now you mentioned that it's an award ceremony. So you had an actual voting period. Is the voting period over?
no, no, no.
Oh,
We are
wonderful.
we are still open for our voting. The beginning. So what we do is we do it in phases because we love to just love on our artists. So the first phase was for the artistry of the year, and
Mm.
then now we have our other subcategories, all within culinary, visual artists, performing artists, and literary artists. So go to our website and nominate your favorites. One of the main questions that we get is whether or not the person has to be there in person. No,
Okay.
they don't have to be there in person, but they do have to accept their nomination. And with that nomination comes advertising and marketing. So, accepting your nomination. So, with Dr. Rhonda being a nominee, she would accept her nomination. She would pay her fee,
Mm.
and she would also submit her bio and her headshot. That means that she has advertising for the next 6 months.
Nice.
A lot of people are like, wait a minute, advertising. Yes, one, as an artist, you have to know the business side. You
Mhm.
are at the end of the tax season. you're going into the beginning of another tax season. The
Mhm.
fee is under $100, and you can be in the building or you can be away, but that gives you the opportunity to be in the magazine twice. Then we have the online, our e magazine, our e blast, and all of our sponsors are also sharing those entries as well. So you have your nomination can bring you a whole lot further than what you would normally do just on your own.
That's awesome. I mean, and I think it's love. And I'm also doing a contest, but
Mhm.
the good thing about contests is that you get to actually shine a spotlight on authors, and often
Mhm.
they don't get that spotlight.
Mm-mm.
And I like the fact that this is about more than just popularity.
It is. It is.
So
Uh,
yeah, talk to me about the structure of your contest.
well, just like you, and for those who don't know, Dr. Rhonda and I, we support each other, we collaborate, and we push each other to the whole next level. And so, with that, we are also artists who love to be celebrated, which is rare that we receive it, but we often give it to others. So, in doing so, ours is not a voting um, competition by itself. So, the only one that is just voting is just to get your name out there. Uh, we have the voting side to see how many people are voting for that person. Then it's the character of that person. We have had people that have received over 600 votes and
Wow.
did not accept their nomination.
Wow.
And it's sad. It's sad because I have talked to individuals and they will say, "Well, I don't feel like I should have to compete with my friend." Well, that's not who we are. We are
Right.
not about competing. We are about collaborating. This past week, we did a single parents friendsgiving. We had several of the different nominees work together to make this happen.
Wonderful.
Um, and so they not only received the opportunity to give back to single parents, but also to be able to be on the news, be in the newsletter, those type of things, and have the extra marketing through Black Authors Rock. And so I believe that people need to realize that just because your friend or your colleague is being nominated, it doesn't take from your light. That just means that you guys together are shining the light and spotlighting on your artistry all by itself.
Right. And I've seen that a lot of times, like on the singing shows, on the award shows,
Mhm.
when friends are competing against each other. If one wins, the other one celebrates them. They're hugging them and they're just
Yeah,
excited
yeah.
as if they had won. And I think
Hmm.
that that can be the same. That's true for authors. We don't have to compete. No real reader is only going to read one book.
Right. Hmm. And most of us with these great adult ADD and ADHD and all of the other
You're
alphabets,
reading a couple of them at the
we're
same
reading a
time.
couple of them at the same time, right? So a lot of people don't understand that today I may be in the business genre, but then the next day we want to do some drama, or we want to do some suspense, or we want to do some self-help.
Right.
We have to bring it all together. And so that just makes us who we are.
So now, if you would like to vote, we just had the website on the screen. You can go to blackauthors.rock.com and you
Hmm.
can find information about the Sexy with the Pen, and you can also find the link to vote. So get your tickets and then vote for these authors. What are
Yeah.
some of the categories that people are
Oh,
voting?
yes. So when people think of culinary, they just think of the overall culinary. Well, we have the best caterer, the best food truck, your favorite cuisine, all of those different things. From the literary, we have the emerging artists, we have the self help. All of these different things are the subcategories that are within those four different pillars. It's time for people to get their flowers while they're here.
Absolutely.
We started the Sexy with the Pen Artist Gala during the pandemic. I remember we were in New Orleans and many of us flew in, many of us drove in, and it was a time where people had to have their masks on. But we
Yeah.
got dressed up and we had a reason to dress up and we had a reason to come and
You're
eat.
looking good with the mask, though.
Yes, had the matching mask with the dresses and the everything and the tuxedos. It was bomb. And we ate well. Y'all know I love to eat. I'm a foodie. So with everything that's going on, I mean, we've had people come in. This doggone earpiece. Hey, we've had people come in from all over the country. Uh, our first year, oh my goodness, our first year, we had someone from Canada and then someone from Sierra Leone fly in, and I was like, "Ooh,
Wow. Now see,
check
that's
this
honor.
check this out." And they're like, well, they have followed me on social media for years. And I'm like, well, you know what? I just think you guys are right next door.
And you didn't
You're
know they were following you, did you?
no,
See, that's the wonderful thing about always putting your best foot forward. I mean, you might think, oh, well, my post didn't get but 2 likes. There are a lot of people who
they
saw
watch
your post and maybe they didn't like or they didn't comment, but they saw it and they filed it away. I've had people contact me and say, I've been following you for a while and I'm ready to work with you. I'm like, I never saw you comment on my stuff, but they saw it. And so the
yeah.
same thing with you. You have an amazing platform where you're supporting people and you're everything that you do is with professionalism. And people are seeing that. And by the way, if your child doesn't look exactly like you, I don't know who she looks like. I just wanted to throw that out there. Some of you may remember that she was on the show. Everyone's purpose.
Everyone's purpose. She will
She
be
was on the
12
show.
tomorrow.
Oh
Oh, she'll be 12
She
tomorrow.
was on the show and she turned
Yeah,
it out. People were so happy. They loved her. And I'm telling you, that child is a mini version of you.
she is. She is. Oh my goodness. Good, bad, and indifferent. I'm like, whoo. But yeah, she'll be 12 tomorrow. She's getting her beauty rest right now because she has to get ready for all the turn up. She's ready. Oh my goodness. She's excited. She's ready for it.
Awesome.
But yes. Oh, Dr. Lisa's on. I just saw
Yes.
her. Thank you for joining. And Marcia. Dr. Lisa, it's her birthday today. Happy
Oh,
birthday.
happy birthday, Dr. Lisa.
Yes. Yes. I mean, I'm just, I'm all about sharing the love, sharing the spotlight. Black Authors Rock was built. Okay, let me back up. So you guys know how you sit on the side of your bed and you're like, whoever you're praying to. I pray to the Lord. So I'm like, Lord, these people are not supporting me. These people are not buying my book. They are not coming to my events. They're not doing this. And you get a little weary, right?
Yeah.
And back in 2016 is when I said, oh, I had, purposeful publishing and consulting. But then
Mhm.
I flipped it and said, you know what, Lord, well, what am I supposed to do? And I realized that Black people were not taught to share. We were not taught to share the limelight, to support people. We just don't know how to do it. It's not something culturally that we are engaged in. I mean, even as kids, that's my toy, my cup, my this, my that. Um, but Black Authors Rock was built so that not only I can bring everyone together. I looked for my tribe. I went from Minnesota to Mississippi, from Mississippi to Alabama,
Mhm.
and on this spiritual journey, I'm like, Lord, okay, what do you have me doing? But I'm here in Alabama now with this being my launch pad, and I've had so many people to follow me, to share my posts, to support me. We've had a sold out event every year, and I promise that even listen, Miss Julia, I need to talk to you, sister girl. Um, I need to talk to you because last year, um, right before the gala, my truck was stolen while I was doing an event in Jackson, Mississippi. My purse was stolen. So I lost all of my contacts. And even in the midst of that, we still had a sold out event. Credit cards, everything, business and personal, were all missing. And it takes you a while to get all that back. I
Right.
need to write a book on that piece.
Mm.
But
Mm.
but even in that piece, when you lost your phone, you were like, "Hey, thank
Yeah.
God for inbox." Um,
Girl, don't even bring me back down that road.
listen, I know it's hard, but I realized that once I put it out there, thank you. Once I put it out there that we were still having the event, even though life was life, and people
Yeah.
showed up because they were able to resonate with that. So that is why Black Authors Rock even exists, because I tell the truth about the stuff that happens in this publishing world.
Yes.
The truth about how people want to use the Polaroids from 1968 on the front cover of their pictures, of their books. How people wait to the last minute and want to rush and do a book signing and their book isn't
Girl,
even completed.
you
I
speak
tell the
French,
truth.
baby.
I tell the truth about how people say, you know what, I want all the accolades, the marketing, the advertising, the copywriting, all of the things, but I don't have the budget for it. I,
Yeah.
I tell that, and I have built the community not just for me, but for other people because I believe that you don't have to go through the same trenches that I've went through because I've been through it. And yes, Dr. Lee, the tribe is something serious. I mean, I remember when I got online and said, "Hey, you guys, my purse and my truck were stolen, and I'm in Jackson, Mississippi," and they were like, "Hey, where are you at in Jackson, Mississippi? I'm on my way, or I'm about to send you DoorDash, or what do you need?" I
Right.
I loved it. I mean, listen, even with you and your mom, I was like, "Hey, my baby needs, I have a grandbaby now in New Orleans, and my oldest, and I'm like, listen, my baby, she wants some. What does she want when she was pregnant? Some strawberry oatmeal." Someone
Oh.
from the tribe was like, "I got her. Where is she at? I'm about to bring it to her. I'm in Huntsville. She's in New Orleans." They were like, "Well, we're bringing her strawberry oatmeal because that's what she has a craving for." My kids don't realize that net worth
Mm-hmm.
is your net worth.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't understand, and they'll see it soon. Even Rosaria getting ready to graduate from college. My kids have grown up in this arena. I remember when Dr. Lisa and Purpose were one of your artists for your awards
Yeah.
a couple years back, but that was when we were preparing Rosaria to go to college. So those are the type of things, and people that they met during those adventures and those classes were those who have been there to support them along the journey. And so that's why Black Authors Rock is even established. I
Mm.
mean,
Well, I want to know how Lisa ended up coming to your house to finish her book. Dr. Lisa, what's going on, Dr. Lisa?
listen, listen. I have been very open and transparent about my mental health journey over the years. Ah, listen, listen. Dr. Lisa is not only a therapist, but she's family.
Yes.
Um, because when you have your tribe, you build that. Dr. Rhonda is my sister. Those are the type of things. What her baby needs, my baby needs, we there. Uh, I remember we met on the side of the highway for some cookies, but we'll talk about that in a minute. Listen, Dr. Lisa wanted to finish her book, and I was going through one of the worst bouts of depression that I have ever endured. And
Mm.
online, I looked amazing. Even now, I have one of the worst migraines, and we were just joking about our eyes when I got online, so you could barely see my
Yeah,
pupils.
both of
Uh,
us looking with these circles around our eyes looking
right,
tired.
right,
We
right.
still cute though. We
We
still
cute, we cute with my birthday hair. But Dr. Lisa had called and she said, "Hey, girl, I'm on my way um, to come and help." That's so true, Mark. Um, she said, "I'm on my way because I need help with my book." And I was like, "Okay." You know how many times people say they on their
yeah.
way and they really don't come. And then I was like, "Okay, well, I'll meet her in the office." And I
Mm.
was like, "Hey, girl, when you coming?" She was like, "Oh, I'll be there tomorrow." I was like, "What?" I said, "Well, where are you staying?" She said, "At your house." I said, "Oh, okay." And listen, let me just be honest. This woman came and she got on my couch and she sat there and we stayed up and we finished her book. And she had her book signing and the whole 9 yard at Keesler Air Force Base. And listen, most people pay for a VIP. Okay, come on. Thank you so much, Mark. Um, most people pay for a VIP session, but I promise you, when you just show up and believe in yourself,
Yes.
it extends what that normal VIP session can and will be. And so, congratulations to Dr. Lisa, and I'm looking forward to her second book. She is on her way to get right back on that couch to do her second book.
All right, Dr. Lisa, and I'm gonna be in New Orleans next year for Black History Month Literary Weekend for the 10th year anniversary. We're taking it back to New Orleans. So, yep. So, I'm gonna need to see a couple of familiar faces in the house, like a Dr. LaTracey and a Dr. Lisa. And I'm quite sure Mark's coming because Mark is always
Mark's
there.
Yes. Listen.
Look, I'm not
so
even gonna have to do a call for authors for 2026.
No, you're not. You're not. And see, and that's what it's about, because we have supported each other. Listen, I remember when you showed up. It was 2017.
Yeah, when you did your event in Mississippi. Yes.
Showing up, it did not matter what was needed. She came in her flip-flops and brought her heels. That is how.
I didn't even know you then. That was when we first met.
We didn't know each other. We did not. I think it was just a Facebook something, and then we moved on from there.
Yeah.
So social media has its perks, and people don't understand the benefits that are behind building relationships.
Absolutely.
And knowing that it's not always about a monetary share. There's so many other ways that people can share and support you in your journey. And so that is why I love what we both do in this arena,
Yes.
because it's vital. A lot of people don't understand that I called and said, "Hey, listen, yes, she's now 2 hours away." When I called and said, "Hey, we moved the event from November to January. Do you have any open slots?" You were like, "No, sis, I don't have any open slots, but I'll call you." Okay, that's what it's about.
Mm-hmm.
And it may be a no, and that no may mean next opportunity. That no may mean a delay.
But look where you are right now. You on the show.
We manifest that thing. So yes, so that's what we do, and we support each other, and we support each other monetarily as well as in person, and sharing resources.
Sometimes it's not about money. Sometimes it's just about some encouragement. So there are certain people that you can call when you're feeling down and you're like, why am I doing this? And then you call that person and they build you right back up. And Dr. LaTracey is one of those people.
I appreciate that. And likewise you. I mean, it truly is a village, and in this field, even being an entrepreneur. So let me just encourage whoever is watching and who will watch the replay, just know that being a business owner, and make sure you guys are legal, because there's too much going on these days. Make sure you're legal. But being a business owner is difficult. And with it being difficult, you have to have someone or a group of people that can support you. People think that Black Authors Rock is just a place to come and promote. It's not.
Mm-hmm.
You'll get blocked real quick.
She ain't lying either.
You cannot.
I'll be like, because I'm an admin on your page, and I'll be like, Dr. LaTracey, you got like 10 people waiting to get in the community. They didn't do it right. They're gonna sit there.
Yeah. Because you don't let everybody into your house.
Right.
Because it's so important that if you allow the wrong energy and the wrong alignment to come into your space, whether professionally or personally, then it contaminated. Y'all know you can have one bad piece of bread and it messes up the whole loaf.
Right.
And let me just tell you, today Monday, y'all can throw away that Thanksgiving food.
Why did pastor say that in church yesterday? He said it's time to let it go. Today is Sunday.
Throw it away. Don't even try to save it and say you're gonna put it in the freezer. You should put it in the freezer on Friday. Listen,
you don't put half spoiled food in the freezer.
Throw it away. I mean, because you try to hold on to something, you gotta let things go, people, places, things, and old Thanksgiving food.
Yes.
Okay, that was my push. But yes, I just want to tell y'all so much that you have to have your tribe, and you have to have people that are going to be real, raw, and relevant with you. I will call Dr. Lisa in a moment and say, you know what, I'm having a rough one. Holiday season is rough for a lot of people.
Right.
That's when her schedule gets the biggest, because as a therapist and a life coach, a lot of people call her. You have to have some people that you can call. And so do that, and get connected with Black Authors Rock. We would love to see you in the house for the Sexy
So,
with the Pen.
well, we have just a tiny bit of time. Just very quickly, I know we talked about Sexy with the Pen,
Mm-hmm.
and we talked about everything that the Black Authors Rock community is. But what are some of the services? Let's say I'm a brand new author and I'm hearing about this for the first time. What are some of the services that I can expect if I decide to join the Black Authors Rock community?
Real life experiences without the fluff.
Mm,
That's first and foremost. I'm not going to sugarcoat. I'm not going to allow anyone on my team to sugarcoat. It is what it is. We specialize in printing, promotions, as well as publishing. Printing. See, the
yes.
apparel, we have the
I need my
shoes, we
hoodie.
have, baby, yes, send me the address. They have, I'm serious, we have them available in red, white, black, and gold. And uh, they are available right now, and they're on sale on our website. The
Okay.
Black Friday special, $25 for up to extra large, and then
Now
for our
see,
plus sexy.
people who don't know, that's a deal for a hoodie because a
Oh
hoodie
yeah,
can
there's
cost you a good little $40, $45, sometimes more.
yes, it's normally $50, but we got you today, and we have free shipping, so you better
Oh,
stop playing. Um, the plus sexy people, we go up to 5X. Yes. Um, for our t-shirts and our hoodies. We also have our our books that are on sale. We have our bookstore that is in e-commerce at this moment.
mhm.
With the way that the world is, we're not sure if we're going to go back to the brick and mortar. It would be nice, but we're not sure yet. But we do a lot of pop-ups, uh, the publishing, any of your promotional items that you may need. We support you there. We have our special right now on business cards, rat cards, step and repeats. You as an author, as a writer, Mark, you're going to need a new. Mhm.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. Okay, Mark. That's all we're gonna say is because we know.
Yeah, the step and repeats, the retractable banners, your
Yes.
stands, any of your paper products, your brochures, your postcards, your business cards, those type of things. Not everything is virtual. Some people like a tangible item that you can put in your hands. Those items we provide for you as well. We have our mugs. We even have our shoes. Listen,
Okay, shoes.
come on. You have to brand, and while you are branding yourself as a author or a business owner, because we just don't work with authors. Um, when you are branding yourself, you have to understand that it is a tax write off, and so you can have a whole wardrobe with nothing but your brand on it, and everything that you've purchased is a tax write off. And so we do a lot of customizable items as well.
Absolutely. Well, unfortunately, we've come to the end of the half hour, but thank you, Dr. LaTracey. If you would like more information on Black Authors Rock, the Black Authors Rock community, you can find her on Facebook, and you can also find her. Look, Dr. Lisa says she needs her rent cards. You can also find her on blackauthorsrock.com. Make sure that you head out and get your tickets. I believe you do. Are you still doing the 2-for-1 special as well?
I am.
Okay, so you can get a 2-for-1 special to go to the Sexy with a Pen event. I'm gonna, Daniel, if you can put the flyer back on the screen very, very quickly. Make sure that you support this event because she is supporting so many authors who are bringing their best, and they're bringing their best to you. So let's bring some of that love right back to them. So if I can make it to Huntsville, you're gonna see me in there. It might be a little last minute thing, but you're gonna see me there. But we're gonna talk because we got a lot of stuff that we have to do together.
Yes, we do.
Yes. All right. Well, once again, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you.
May
Thank
God
you.
bless you in everything that you do, and I am so proud to call you my friend.
Thank you. I love you, girl.
Love you too. Bye bye.
Okay. Bye.
All right, that was Dr. LaTracey McDonald, and we were just talking about her event, Sexy with the Pen. I hope that you guys, if you were in the Huntsville area, or if you're so inclined to fly to Huntsville, let's go out and support her. She is doing amazing things for so many authors around the country and internationally as well. Speaking of authors, you heard me talk about the Black History Month Literary Weekend. Ticket sales have started. And in honor of Cyber Monday, which is today, and Giving Tuesday, which is tomorrow, I also am offering a 2-for-1 special. So if you go to the page, go ahead and click for 2 tickets. You will be able to get 2 tickets for the price of 1 just for those 2 days. Other than that, it's still early bird special. So this is a really good time to save money. So all you have to do is go to our website, which I'm about to put on the screen right now. Boom. www.mtwimagesolutions.com/BHM for Black History Month. You'll find everything that you need to know about the Black History Month Literary Weekend. Also, we're offering one more Cyber Monday special. If you have been hearing about the Right to Win writers community, because I've been talking about it quite a bit, so if you haven't heard about it, get your life. But with the Right to Win writers community, we are offering for Cyber Monday the first month free. This is a paid community where you'll get resources, you'll get support, you'll get ebooks, you'll get courses, everything that you need to help you along your writer's journey. We actually have everything in one spot. And if you join the community today, you can be a part of the community and you'll get your first month free. So the link is right on the screen. And if you need more information about it, here's the flyer. Like I said, you get everything that you need in this one community: worksheets, checklists, ebooks, courses, promo opportunities, because we want to help you to make money too. We want you to sell your books as well. So be a part of the Right to Win writers community and you'll get all of this. But if you join now, you will become a founding member and you'll get your first month free. So we'll talk more about that later. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and bring on our next guest. I met this lovely lady. There we go. I met this lovely lady in Houston. I was at the National Black Book Festival, and we were just about to pack up and leave. And then she came in and just lit the place on fire. She said, "I'm a bookstore owner, and I like to support authors, and I have a collective." I said, "Say less." And I joined. Am I lying, Karla?
No, that's how it went down.
I loaded her down with books, with magnets and everything, because so I am now a part of the the
Sister Joy Christian
Sister
Bookstore.
Joy bookstore in Houston, Texas. And so I brought on the owner so she can tell us all about the store and about the collective, about everything she's also doing to support authors around the country. So I'm just going to turn it over to you, Miss Karla. Tell us about yourself.
Love it. Thank you so much. I so appreciate you, Dr. Rhonda.
And I appreciate you.
Yes, this is a fabulous platform. And I love the conversation that you were having with Dr. LaTracey in the first half of the Horizon Authors Lounge. Incredible that Black women are out here creating literary spaces, creating bookstores, celebrating Black authorship. And that's what we're up to down in Houston. So we started the Sister Joy Christian Bookstore in March of 2024. So we are, yes, very new. And initially started with over 45 authors and artisans who, yes, all identify as Christian Black women who are creating great books as well as great gifts. Because, when I was a kid and we'd walk into the Christian bookstore, I'd be excited about the books and the Bibles, but I'd be really excited about the gifts, right?
Yes.
Like the cups and, the decorative cross and the thing that hangs on your wall and the posters and the pins, and right. And so that kind of nostalgia of really getting excited when my mom needed to go to the Bible bookstore and get new curriculum or get a new Bible, right? Or get a gift of encouragement from someone, or even pick up communion or new cards, right? A box of gospel cards. I was so excited when we were going to that Bible bookstore because you could look at all the pretty things. So I like to say that our bookstore features books and blessings.
Okay.
Because that gifting part of it is important too. But at the heart of it is celebrating Black women, authors, and artisans who identify as Christians who are writing all kinds of different material.
And I was actually going to ask you about that because that was one of the first questions that I asked you. I said, I am a Christian woman, but I don't write Christian fiction.
Mhm.
Does my book have a place in your store?
Yes, yes, it does. When we decided to celebrate Christian Black women, authors, and artisans, we decided to celebrate the women who are creating, right? Who
Mhm.
identify as Christian women. Their work we also celebrate, but we don't want it to fit into a box. So we've got everything in this store from devotionals and spiritual guides, even study guides for studying the Bible, right? But then we've also got children's books that are just funny. They might teach some character, but they might just have you laughing and hooting, right? Slapping your leg and reading it to your grandchildren. We've got self-help books, autobiographies, women just telling their story and not necessarily with pages full of scripture, right? And so that's something that I love because it allows us to highlight what's being produced by this population of women and to continue to put a punctuation mark on just how impactful we are in this world, right? When we identify as Black Christian women, if you know one of us, you know somebody who is really a change maker. You
Mhm.
know somebody who is a jewel in your community, and many of those somebodies are writing books that shift your life. Maybe got you a little scared, right? With the thrillers that you write over there, right? um, and again, maybe have you laughing or crying or inspired. We've got a ton of beautiful journals where we've got some prompts that'll get you to self-reflect and really shift your life in a positive direction. So I'm really glad you asked that. Yes, we're a Christian bookstore. No, not all of our content is focused specifically on um, Christian content, essentially. Yeah.
Okay. Now, I know we touched on the word collective, but I really wanted to kind of touch on that a bit more so people can understand this isn't just about getting your books into a bookstore. This is
Mhm.
a little bit bigger than that. Can you talk a bit about that?
Absolutely. So our collective is the exclusive way that you can have your books on our shelves. It's funny that Dr. LaTracey was talking about this at the end of her segment. The challenges that bookstores face in 2024, headed
Mhm.
into 2025, right? So we didn't just come out of the gate saying we want to just have any old kind of brick and mortar bookstore, where we're going to go after the number one bestsellers, looking for the New York Times bestsellers, and that's it, right? That's not our vision. We're not even looking for, the biggest brands in Black church, right? We
Mhm.
love us some Tasha Cobb, okay? Love her, think she's great, right? Love us some Sarah Jake Roberts, think she's great, okay? But no, we're not trying to court those women to come have their books or their events in our store simply because they will drive foot traffic.
Right.
Our goal is to curate a community of women who celebrate one another, support one another, promote one another, and build one another. So the collective is all of our authors and artisans who said, yes, I want to be a part of this. We do monthly masterminds with them.
Nice.
We share ideas, share information. If someone's hosting a new book project, we want to share that with the collective to let them know they can be a part of it. So there's a lot of cross-pollination that's happening among our collective members. And then our collective members have the exclusive opportunity to have their books and products on our shelves. They also have the exclusive opportunity to host events in our space, whether it's a book signing or a workshop or a seminar or just a get together, like a chat and chew, right?
Yeah.
Those are the opportunities that are happening through our collective. So that's what it's all about. Yeah.
Beautiful. Now, one thing I want to touch on, which might be a little bit controversial, is
Uh-oh.
that no, not too much. What I want to talk about is that with smaller bookstores, this isn't like a Barnes and Noble or Books a Million, these huge bookstores.
Mhm.
So often, the smaller bookstores will charge a fee to sell your books for you,
Yeah.
and they may take a smaller percentage, whereas some of the bigger books may take like a 40% cut. How does that work with you? And then why should a person want to pay to put their book in your bookstore when you're going to make money off of me anyway?
I appreciate that. Absolutely. Thank you. She said, just get right to it, Karla. Let's talk about money. Yes, ma'am. So the members of our collective are paying a monthly fee. It's $49.99 a month. And then we do 20% of sales. So our authors keep 80% of their sales, right? And we're delivering that to them in the payment method that they desire. What does that do? Well, I paid $49.99 a month for a networking group. I've paid $197 a month for a networking group that meets once a month,
Mhm.
right? Just for us to get together and cross pollinate. So
Mhm.
with our monthly membership, yes, it gets your book and gifts on our shelves, but it also gets you access to the mastermind. I also host a quarterly summit, and I offer the authors the opportunity to be speakers on that stage. It's a virtual summit.
Nice.
We've had 150 women registered to attend that. We've had over 20 speakers, sessions that are happening throughout
Oh,
the
well,
day.
I need to hurry up and get a part of that. I told you I'm enjoying the community, so I'm in now.
Amen. Amen. Yes. And I need to get you that information. Our next summit is January the 6th through the 10th, the
Oh, wow.
Renew Summit. So our collective members are getting the opportunity, basically first come, first serve opportunity to be speakers on that platform and extend their brand that way, meet a new group of women that way, right? And then we're also featuring our authors in our social media, featuring their work, maintaining the website so that people can now shop 24/7. And yeah, many of our authors are published on Amazon and they can promote their book sales through Amazon. But there's something about being able to go to one place and know that when you get there, you're shopping with Black Christian women, you know? Yeah,
Beautiful. So,
yeah.
do you have any events coming up this month? I mean, this is December. There's a lot of shopping events. Like I mentioned earlier, this is Cyber Monday, uh,
Yes.
Small Business Saturday, and Black Friday. And then now we're just in the shop. We're in the whole shopping midst of it right now.
Absolutely. Yeah. So our Cyber Monday sale is actually for every $30 that you spend online, you get a free gift. So we've actually got a beautiful pair of earrings that we're giving out. We've got some t-shirts that we're giving. And so that's our Cyber Monday. Black Friday was every $50 you spend, you get the free gift. So now it's every $30 today. On Cyber Monday, you get the free gift. And so we're doing also a Giving Tuesday tomorrow. So sorry, I'm about to sneeze. Oh, no, no,
So
no. Oh, the Lord said, no, I got you this time. You're a live program and you're not going to let them hear that sneeze. Amen. Thank you, Lordy. But anyway, I don't know if everybody came off the holidays with a cold, after being all booed
I'm
up with your
surprised
family.
I'm not sick because I went to Houston, as you know, for Thanksgiving weekend
Uh-huh.
or Thanksgiving week, I should say. I came
Okay.
back on Friday and it
Okay.
was warm there. It was hot. And I got here and it was freezing. I mean,
Yes.
it was like frost on the ground. I was like,
Oh my
oh my
gosh.
goodness. I went directly from the fire to the refrigerator.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Look, we drove 4 hours north and it was like a 12-degree change.
Mm,
Like, oh my goodness. It was very, very cold as compared to what we've been having in Houston. So I
mm.
want to say thank you, Lord, for Houston weather. People like to complain about our weather, 9 months out of the year, but thank you, Lord, for the warmth or relative warmth during this time. But anyway,
I did want to no, I wanted to commend you because the night I met you, I told you we were packing up and getting ready to leave. And I was talking with a lady in Houston, and then when you came up and told us about your store and you started just talking about it, she knew exactly what store it was. She said she'd been there. So that shows that you're making an impact in a very quick time.
I love that. Thank you. Thank you so much. Um, I love it. We've found that the way to get people together is to invite them,
Yes.
to host events, to bring people into the space. It's just the way we've seen growth. And then the other growth that we've experienced is when we do vendor events. So we still do vendor events. And if, anyone is looking to have a Black women's Christian bookstore at your vendor event, let us know because we
Okay.
definitely show up. Yeah, we've gone all the way to Orlando with our bookstore, probably need to do more events in Houston, right? Save on the mileage.
I mean, you are in Houston.
Exactly, right? Fourth largest city of the nation. And that's part of our vision for 2025 is to do more vendor events in Houston, get our name out that way, meet people that way. But ultimately, what we're up to is building community. So you asked me about events. We actually have an event in the store tomorrow night,
Right.
December the 3rd at 6:30. We're partnering with a woman who does touchstone jewelry.
Oh,
And the
nice.
event is Books and Bling.
Love it. Love
Yeah,
it. Because I like a
yeah,
good bling. I mean, I got a little bling in my earrings. I don't know if
yeah, you do. Yes. I'm still wearing these from,
there you go.
yeah. We had a gala on Saturday, and so I'm
Oh,
still
nice.
wearing my gala wear. But anyway, so tomorrow is Books and Bling, Tuesday, December the 3rd, at 6:30, featuring jewelry and books. So we love collaborations and partnerships like that as well. Um, and we'll be doing a sprinkling of other events. Look out for a movie night here in the bookstore,
Okay.
later this month as well.
Now,
Um,
what's the movie night? I mean, are you doing I'm sure you're not doing the first run huge movies like in the theater, or you're doing
oh,
independent filmmakers? What kind of movies are we talking?
yeah, so we're talking movies that our audience say they want to see, okay? Because at the end of the day, it's about building community. So if the ladies say we want to watch Love Jones, that's probably what we're gonna watch. I'm just
Like,
saying. I'm not trying to, I wasn't announcing the title, okay, and I'm not trying to show something that's copyrighted, but I'm just saying we definitely are responsive to um, demand from our community, feedback from our community, and ultimately it's just another one of those opportunities to get together, for people to feel safe, for people to feel like this is a community that loves on them. We do game nights, we get a lot of Uno and spades and phase 10 going on up in here.
oh, so
You know,
you have a whole little thing going on at this bookstore. This is not just a bookstore.
absolutely.
This is a community center.
Absolutely. That's the
Love
whole
it.
idea. And to your point, Barnes and Noble has shut down multiple locations,
Mm-hmm.
So what are we doing with a bookstore in 2024? right? What we're doing is building community, and our community celebrates faith, sisterhood, and culture. And then you ask, can other cultures come in here? Absolutely. Go to our social media. You'll see pictures of our, brothers from another mother. Okay, right? We got little people, old people, everybody in between. What about people who don't identify as Christian? They should absolutely come up in here, right? And let us just be love and light, not trying to be pushy or anything, but safe space. And we have had people walk through these doors. I'm sitting in the bookstore right now, by the way.
Oh,
We've
okay.
had people walk through these doors and say, wow, this place feels special. There's a special spirit in this place.
Yeah.
It feels cozy, it feels warm. And the other thing, I'm not going to say that we always throw down, but we really do love to cook. We like to put up a spread.
Oh,
You know?
next
So,
time I come to Houston. See, if I had planned it correctly, I wanted to come to the bookstore on the Sunday that I got to town.
okay.
That's what I wanted to do, but I didn't plan it correctly. There was so much going on, and I didn't call you when I wanted to call you. And I said, I'm not going to just show up at this lady's bookstore at the last minute and expect people to be there. So I said, well, I'm gonna just do it next time. I'll be in Houston a couple of times.
It's all good. And let's keep, as we keep real. So your Mark, one of your faithful followers says we should be watching Home Alone. I love it. Me and my kids are watching it last week. And then one of our other favorites is The Star, the animated film where Oprah and Tyler Perry play the camels. It's the
Oh, I don't think
story.
I saw that one.
Girl, it is the story of the birth of Jesus from the perspective of the animals. Girl,
Wow.
we love that movie.
I've heard of it. I think I've heard of it, but I don't think I saw it. Hopefully it's on Netflix because now I want to go see it.
Okay, so we've been getting it off of Amazon Prime.
Okay, I have Prime too.
Yep.
I'll look at
Yep.
it on.
Yep, The Star. But anyway, so yeah, so that's what we're to your I think I was just saying, in 2024, when you open a bookstore, it's got to be about community, right? And that's what this is. And we have so many people who tell us, I miss the smell of the bookstore. I miss feeling the pages, I miss seeing all the books, then there's the smell of coffee,
When
right?
you saw a bookstore, it used to be when you saw a bookstore, you just went. And
Yeah.
you weren't necessarily looking for a book, but you just wanted to go into the store and you wanted to leave with something. So
Exactly.
yeah, hopefully I'm not saying that audiobooks and ebooks need to go away because I love a good audiobook. That's what I have time for now. However, it does feel good to just sit and hold a book.
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of that, I'm an author. I know, as time is coming to an end and you need to make your closing remarks. But yeah, I've written a book called Gifts from a Broken Leg, 6 Lessons in Relentless Gratitude in the Midst of a Bad Break. Yeah, I was literally stuck on the couch for 6 weeks recovering from surgery after breaking my leg. And God downloaded what I literally call gifts. Literally just different blessings that I could not have received but for being sat down on that couch for those 6 weeks. Yeah.
Like that sometimes we just have to stay still.
Absolutely.
And you were able to stay still. Sometimes I almost wish that the one good thing about the pandemic is people had to stay still and they had to stay home. And I know for a lot of people they couldn't handle that. But for some people, that was the first time that they were able to get some rest and just recuperate and get to know themselves and get to know God. And so sometimes I wish I could just go back to that, to where I didn't have anywhere to go, because me being in so many organizations, that just meant that all those people were like, okay, we can work longer now. Y'all ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, absolutely. Which, by the way, I am so thankful to God that I met you at the National Black Book Festival, because you're incredible. Your platform is amazing. What you do with and for authors is so powerful and inspiring and empowering. And so I just want to commend you for being who you are. And I would love to know more about why you got started and how you got started. And again, I know it's the end of the show, so maybe we'll just have
I'm
to
gonna
have
try to
that.
make it real quick.
Okay.
Well, no, I've always been a reader. I read when I was a kid. And then once I got a little bit older, like around 12, 13 years old, I started writing my own stories, but I never did anything with them. And one day I'm gonna go find them and I'm gonna try to republish them. I might read them like, ooh, what is this? But I actually when I went to college, I majored in English. And then when I couldn't afford college anymore, I went to Loyola University. I decided I was going to join the Army because I didn't want to just sit at home. And because I was a writer anyway, I was taking writing classes. I was an English major. I wanted to do something with my writing. And then I found out that the Army had what was called an Army journalist or affairs. And I said, ooh, I didn't know they had journalists in the Army. So I went to the Army and became an Army journalist. And our school, the Defense Information School, which is at Fort Meade, Maryland, it used to be at Fort Benjamin Harrison, Indiana. It's one of the hardest schools to get through because it's not just building things. You have to actually write. And for a lot of people, that's not a muscle that they practiced a lot. They did what they had to do to get out of school. And so we had what was called a recycle rate, which is when you didn't pass and you had to start over again. They call it recycling. And so we had a very large recycle rate for people who just couldn't get through the journalism school because they thought it was going to be easy because it was nothing but writing. So that school actually helped me to exercise my writing chops, and I became a stronger writer because I was a writer in the military. And so while I was in the Army, I decided I wanted to write like fiction books because that's always my first love. So I started writing fiction in 1997, but I did not publish until 2004 is when I published. Yeah. And so I wrote my first book, Cheating in the Next Room, in 2004, and it did pretty well. And I was really able to learn more about the literary industry. And then after I got my feet wet with Cheating in the Next Room, I wrote my next book, which was called A Dead Rose, which was about a young woman who had a bad reputation. She developed a bad reputation in her pursuit for love. So she was making a lot of mistakes looking for love. So it was a very powerful story. Then after that, I went back to Cheating in the Next Room because people were always asking about certain characters in that book. So I wrote Putting It Back Together. After that, I wrote Some Wounds Never Heal. And then I wrote a book called Twilight. Twilight was that book is my baby because that book is about, oh, thank you, Mark. Twilight was about a girl who was dealing with a much older man. He actually sexually assaulted her, and it was about her process of getting past what happened to her and finding herself. For me, I really love that book just because of a lot of the themes. They actually turned Twilight as well as Cheating in the Next Room into stage plays. In fact, I want to bring Twilight back to the stage. I actually put it on stage in 2020.
Okay.
Right before COVID happened.
Wow.
So I had a chance to bring it back to stage. So eventually I need to get it back on stage. So then after Twilight, I wrote a novella. And the novella is called Trust, and that's the one that you have in your store right now. I also commissioned an anthology. The anthology is A New Renaissance, a celebration of African American fiction, which is the other book that you have in your store right now. And between all of those, I've written lots of short stories. I've contributed to anthologies. So today I am now a 24-time published author.
Wow.
But I started Meet the World Image Solutions because I knew what it was like way back in 2004 when I was out there running around trying to get my book out there. Cheating in the Next Room was not going to sell unless I went to places, and I had to drive to all of these places and fly to all of these places to sell my book. And now that we have social media, I want to be able to help people with that because a lot of authors now would not have been able to last back in 2003, 2004, when
Mhm.
we had to actually drive to all of these different places, and how we were going to get our books out there if we didn't go to all of these different events and all of these different stores. Go to stores where nobody's in there except for the store manager.
Mm.
Maybe
Mm.
people came through the store, but I wanted to be able to help people with that. So my company is a literary and publicity services company. I help people to write their book, and then if they already have a book, I help them to promote their book and get exposure for it. But the biggest thing is about education. So I do an event called the Black History Month Literary Weekend, which I've been talking about throughout this
Mhm.
hour. And during that event, we take the authors into the schools, so that way they can directly impact the students. We've been invited to two schools, two middle schools this coming year. So I'm looking forward to talking with them. We do an eighth and ninth grade essay contest. So all of the money that I make from the business goes towards supporting the Black History Month Literary Weekend, as well as the eighth and ninth grade essay contest, the Meet the World graduating senior scholarship that we do. And then we also this year did the For the Culture Book Awards. And the For the Culture Book Awards is supporting authors, fiction authors. And it's not just about who's popular on social media. Yeah, there is a voting aspect to it, but I actually have judges who are reading these authors' books, and they're putting real comments, and they're scoring them from a rubric. So, and that's going to be the bulk of the score. So we put those scores together, and that's what how we're gonna choose the winner. So everything that I do throughout the year goes towards supporting that Black History Month Literary Weekend.
I
We
love
can
that.
supporting the community and supporting authors as well.
That's incredible. Wow. Is it all in Washington, D.C., in the D.C. area?
It's in
Or
the DC area. It started in New Orleans. I
okay.
actually that was the first event that I did when I started Meet the World Image Solutions back in 2017 was my first event. And it's just grown from there. I've always tried to make it a little bit better than the last year, every year.
Mhm. Mhm.
So when in 2020 I moved to the DC area, so I moved the event here.
Mhm.
But in 2026 will be my 10th year doing the event, and we're taking it right back to New Orleans.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yes.
Wow. I can't wait to rock and roll with you, my dear.
Anytime, girl, just say the word. Well, I know we went over time, but I think it was worth it. I really, really enjoyed talking with you, Karla. Not just about books, but I just want to make sure that we stay in touch with each other, stay connected. I hope that there were authors who are watching this who want to learn more about you and how they can be involved with you. So if there is somebody who's watching this and they want to know how they can get into your store and be a part of the collective, what should they do?
Please visit sistorjoy.com. So it's SISSTORE joy. It's like sis, like, hey, sis, right? It's a store and we promote joy. So visit sistorjoy.com and click to learn more about the collective, the Sister Joy Collective. That is for our authors and artisans. And if you are a book lover, please consider joining our book club, which is a monthly membership that allows you to have books delivered straight to your door based on your reader profile.
Love it.
And yeah, yeah. So please visit sisterjoy.com. And again, if you're on and you're shopping on Cyber Monday, definitely take advantage of the getting a gift for every $30 that you spend today online.
Wonderful. Thank
Yeah.
you so much once again. And thank all of you for hanging with us. I know we went a little bit over time, but like I said, it was worth it. So you heard all about Karla and Sister Joy. Please make sure that you support her. And you also heard me plugging a lot of things. So I'm just going to do, thanks, Mike. I'm just going to do a quick recap of everything that we have going on. We have the Right to Win Writers Community. We have that Cyber Monday special where you get 1 month free if you become a founding member. Today, no later than tomorrow, y'all. No later than tomorrow. We want you to take part in this Cyber Monday special. we also have holiday merchandise, literary related holiday merchandise, blankets. We have cups. We have hoodies. All you have to do is go to our holiday store on Etsy, and I think Daniel is going to be posting the link to the Etsy store. There it is. I don't know what I just did there. Oh. Okay, so for those of you who want to learn more about the holiday store, here's the link to the Etsy store. I just put it in the chat. I'm not going to put it on the screen because we're running through this. Oh, okay, he put it on the screen. And then we also have the Black History Month Literary Weekend. So on day 1, which is going to be February 20th, we're going to have the Books and Wine event, which is going to be at the Urban Grape DC in Washington, DC. This is a beautiful, beautiful Black-owned wine shop. Believe it or not, it's gorgeous. So we're going to have a Meet the Authors event that's absolutely free. So we need you guys there. Then the next day will be the 21st. We're going over to Barnes and Noble, where you can do Meet the Authors, and we're going to have a chat and sign there. We're going to talk about books, and you get to learn more about the authors that you see on the screen. As you can see, we have 12 authors who are going to be a part of this event. This is the most authors that we have promoted at one time for this event. And we also have 2 special guests. Then on the 3rd day will be the Ivory and Cream Affair Literary Jazz Brunch. Woohoo! It's a celebration of literacy and our history. We're going to have authors. We're going to have live music, full buffet, silent auction, cash bar, and door prizes. This will take place on February 22nd. And if you get your tickets to this event by 11:30 tomorrow night, you can get 2 for 1, which means you will get 2 tickets for the price of 1. So much information going on, so many wonderful things that I haven't even mentioned yet, such as the Right to Win Writers Cruise, which is taking place August 29th through September 3rd. And I have a special announcement. Mr. Omar Tyree will be teaching a workshop on the cruise. I'm so excited. Looking forward to seeing him, because if you have ever heard him speak, you know that he brings the noise, he brings the funk, he brings it all, and he's definitely going to bring the real. So, like I said, there's so many things going on right now. So I want to make sure that you guys are a part of all of it. We will be putting links in the chat for anybody who wants information on these. And Mr. Mark, who's going to be at this event, is also a part of the Horticulture Book Awards. So we are actually judging 9 authors on their literary prowess. These are all fiction authors. Voting is still open until December 16th, so you have time to vote for your favorite author. And I hope that you guys will take part in that. And girl, I told you we had a lot going on.
I love it. It is so inspiring. So inspiring. And thank you for having me on the show. My goodness.
Thank you for being on the show. Thank you so much.
This is incredible. The cruise is like,
Yeah,
any excuse to get back to
that cruise. I think I'm gonna send you some flyers if you don't mind, and maybe put in the store.
Yeah,
everybody's in Houston, they want to swing over to Miami.
Yeah, people cruise, absolutely. And I was gonna say, any excuse to get back to DC is good for me, because we lived there for 12 years. So I might be needing to show up to this Black History Literary Weekend. Yeah.
And then stick around for a while, and then we can hang, because the event is over on Saturday, Saturday afternoon. So last year we actually took a couple of the authors on a little tour of the city after the event, and then some of them left the next day. So we did a tour of the city, and then we went and had dinner on the harbor. We have a good time.
Love it.
This is more like a family reunion than it is a literary event.
Love it. I love it.
All right, now we're really going to end the show now, because it is now 8:15 where I am, which means that we are 15 minutes late. We do not usually have the show going this long, but there were so many great things being said on this episode. I really didn't want to cut it short. I didn't want to cut LaTracey short, and I definitely didn't want to cut Karla short. So thank you all for hanging with us. Thank you for joining us tonight. May God bless everything that you do. I want you to keep reading, and I want you to have a very, very, very safe Christmas holiday, or I'm just going to say holiday period, because there's so many different holidays that we celebrate in December. And if you are by yourself, our prayers are with you, and I hope that you will reach out to somebody, whether it's a friend or a family member. Just think on them, love on them, and let them love on you. And just stay blessed. Keep counting your blessings. Next week will be the last show of 2024. We are going to go on a 2-week break for the holidays, and then we'll be right back with you in January, where you're going to meet all of the authors from the Black History Month Literary Weekend. We're going to be talking to 2 authors each week leading up to Black History Month Literary Weekend. So y'all don't want to miss that. But make sure you join me next week for the final show of 2024. All right, and that's all I have right now. Karla, thank you once again for joining me and hanging out with me.
Thanks for having me. Y'all have a great night. God bless.
Have a great night, everybody. Bye-bye.